Good afternoon all. Previous lecture we had discussed with polysaccharide. So at that time we had discussed with a few examples: starch, cellulose, chitin, pectin, examples like that. And I had told to you that starch is a reserved food in plants, and glucose is converted into glycogen. So glycogen is stored food in animals. Now, one thing I want to tell you that glucose is a polysaccharide, is a monosaccharide. It's a simple sugar for respiration process. Simplest sugar is glucose. So, any organism can obtain the energy from glucose at a very fast. That's why if we feel weakness, we take a glucose solution. Okay, fine. Now, nucleic acid topic. I had already discussed with you nucleic acid, DNA as well as RNA. Other type of macromolecule that one would find in the acid insoluble fraction of any living tissue is nucleic acid. I had told to you that the nucleic acid is of two types, DNA as well as RNA, and we had discussed the difference between DNA and RNA. These are polynucleotide. Yes, you know this. So please concentrate here. And as you know that polynucleotide means polymer of nucleotide, and nucleotide is nucleoside and phosphoric acid, and you know that nucleoside means pentose sugar and nitrogen base. Together with polysaccharide and polypeptide, this comprises the true macromolecules fraction of any living tissue or the cell. And you know that DNA as well as RNA, the nucleic acid acts as a genetic material in all living cells. Here, DNA acts as a genetic material in all the organisms except the virus, whereas RNA acts as a genetic material in most of the virus. But let me clear this: in some virus DNA is also as a genetic material. For nucleic acids, the building blocks is nucleotide. Nucleotide has three chemically distinct components. Which are they? Pentose sugar, nitrogen base, and phosphoric acid. One is heterocyclic compound, second is monosaccharide, and third is phosphoric acid or phosphate. So heterocyclic compound means nitrogen base. Heterocyclic compound means nitrogen base, and monosaccharide, that is ribose or ribulose pentose sugar. As you know that if RNA is there, ribose pentose sugar is present, and if DNA is there, deoxyribose pentose sugar is there. As you noticed in figure number 9.1, heterocyclic compounds in nucleic acid are nitrogenous bases named adenine, guanine, uracil, cytosine and thymine. I had given all the structures with codes. All the structures of this all nitrogen bases with codes in previous class. Adenine and guanine are substituted purines, where the rest are substituted pyrimidines. So adenine and guanine are purines, whereas cytosine, thymine and uracils are pyrimidines. Skeletal heterocyclic ring as called as purine and pyrimidine respectively. Sugar found in polynucleotides is either ribose or 2-deoxyribose, 2 prime. Yes, you revise the linear structure. On the second carbon of ribose sugar, left side H and right side OH is there, whereas in deoxyribose sugar on the second number carbon both the side H is there. Nucleic acid contain deoxyribose known as DNA and ribose known as RNA. Okay. Now the structure of protein: primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary. Okay, you know this every topic. Now let's continue with the structure of proteins. Nucleic acid, for your kind information, ask for 2 marks. And structure of protein, yes, according to this 3 mark or 4 mark question. And all of you have 5 mark question is also there. Majority 4 mark question તમારે નથી. 12th standard students have 4 mark questions, but you have 5 marks question, so 3 mark or 5 mark. Fine. C. Protein, as mentioned earlier, are heteropolymers containing strings of amino acids. In previous class, I had already discussed with you that protein is not made up of only single amino acid. Means it is not a homopolymer. It is made up of more than 2 amino acids. That's why it is known as heteropolymer. Structure of molecules means different things in different contexts. In inorganic chemistry, the structure invariably refers to the molecular formulae. Example, sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, like that. Organic chemistry, in that organic chemist always write 2-dimensional view of molecules while representing the structure of molecules. Generally, in chemistry, whatever we are explaining the chemical structures of any molecule, we are always explaining in the two-dimensional view. For example, benzene, naphthalene, etc. Physicists conjure up the three-dimensional view of molecular structure, while biologists describe the protein structure at a four level. Yes, physicists can discover any physical particle in three-dimensional view, but biologists can explain the molecule in the four types of view. See, now you are confused. Sir, after three-dimensional view, any four-dimensional view is there? No. Here, in fourth type, three-dimensional view is there, but 3D view of the protein can consist non-proteinaceous component also. The most important question I am discussing here right now, the very important for NEET exam. Okay, two questions છે આની અંદર તમારે ખાસ યાદ રાખવાના છે, NEET માટે બહુ જ important છે. At the end of this topic I will tell you in the tertiary protein. Fine. Sequence of amino acid, that is positional information of the protein, which is the first amino acid, which is second, and so on, known as primary structure. So according to the view, see, now I am making dots. You assume that all the dots are one amino acid. Fine. And I am forming a single thread-like structure. Suppose yes, you are right. Here the two amino acids are joined together with the help of peptide bonds. And here this is the amino acid. First amino acid, peptide bond, second amino acid. And dear all students, if you have remembered, I had already explained to you how the dipeptide forms. Fine. So amino acid attached with the second amino acid by the peptide bond. So see, linear structure, one dimensional, string like structure, okay, is known as primary structure. So one dimensional or single thread-like structure, string-like structure of polymer of the amino acid is known as primary structure. See in the figure number 9.3. Yes, you assume here, dear all students, please concentrate here carefully. You think about dipeptide. So in dipeptide, at your left side amino group remains, and on your right side carboxylic group is remain. So initial point of the polypeptide strand, initial point of the polypeptide strand in the primary structure is known as N terminal or end point. Initial point is known as N terminal. Why? Because here amino group is present. Now second amino acid we had attached with it. So number of so many amino acids if I will arrange in a thread like manner. So on the other hand, you know that terminal point end point is known as C terminal. Why? Because here carboxylic group is there. That's why in diagram 9.3 thread-like structure is given there, and initial point is known as N terminal and terminal point is known as C terminal. I hope you understand this, why it is N and why it is C. N and C refers to two terminal of every protein. Single letter code and three letter abbreviation for amino acid are also indicated. Suppose example C, single code S, C, but here C for cysteine, S for serine, Y for tyrosine, and E for glutamic acid. See, the single codes are given there. Please, all students, remember this. And three words, three letter abbreviations given there, and I had tell you all three letters abbreviations in 20 amino acid names. In bracket I had written that. Okay, so all students remember this four single letter abbreviation: serine S, cysteine C, tyrosine that is Y, and glutamic acid that is E. If you assume that tyrosine is first, then you go towards the N terminal, N-1, N-2 like that. And if you move towards the C terminal, N+1, N+2, N+3 like that. Okay, so serine, in that you know CH2OH group is there. In cysteine, SH CH2 group is there, R group. Tyrosine cyclic group is there, and glutamic acid CH2COOH CH2CH2 group is there. Okay, that also asked in MCQ. Okay, so in serine, CH2OH R group, valence is remaining here. Tyrosine is represented by Y. If first amino acid and right end represented by last amino acid, the first amino acid is called as N-terminal amino acid, because that amino acid in that amino group is remain. The last amino acid is called as C-terminal amino acid because carboxylic group remains. I mean to say that here amino group of first amino acid and carboxylic acid of last amino acid cannot form the peptide bond. So that's why here initial point is known as N-terminal and terminal point is known as C-terminal. Protein thread does not exist throughout an extended ridge broad. The thread is folded in the form of the helix. Yes. Now the single-threaded amino protein strand okay, so here single threaded string-like structure of the protein that is one-dimensional, it becomes helical in nature. And now this helical is converted into 2D view. Yes, and this is known as secondary protein or known as secondary structure. Of the protein thread are arranged in the form of helix. In protein, only right-handed helix are observed. Please remember, right-handed helix. Okay? Yes, our DNA is right-handed, just like helix in this way. Other regions of the protein thread are folded into other forms in what is called as secondary structure. Now see the A diagram in 9.4. See 9.23 diagram is that is known as single primary protein, but it is in helical manner, is known as secondary structure. And now this secondary structure is converted into three-dimensional view. Yes, here all students, it is very easy to understand. One dimensional primary structure, two dimensional secondary structure, and three dimensional tertiary structure. In addition, the long protein chain is also folded upon itself like a hollow ball. In any way, it is known as tertiary structure. 9.4 in that B. This gives us a three-dimensional view of the protein. Tertiary structure is absolutely necessary for many biological activities of the protein. Okay. Some proteins are assembly of more than one polypeptide or subunits. The manner in which these individual folded polypeptides or subunits are arranged with respect to each other. Example, linear string of spheres. Spheres arranged one upon each other in the form of cube or plate manner. The architecture of a protein otherwise called as quaternary protein. So now I will tell you the another meaning of the quaternary protein means with tertiary protein. Yes, up to right now you know that in structure of the protein only polypeptide part is there.
I'll check about this.
Now here in structure of the protein apart from the polypeptide chain other non-proteinaceous component. Yes, you think about that in the structure of the protein carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen is only there. In structure of the protein, yes, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen is there. So apart from this, any non-proteinaceous part is present, known as prosthetic group. So if prosthetic group is present, known as quaternary protein. So here in adult human being, Okay. In adult human being, hemoglobin is present in RBC. Hemoglobin is respiratory pigment. It is a protein, and this hemoglobin is a quaternary protein which consists 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains. So 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains are polypeptide chains. But along with one chain of alpha and beta, one heme group is there, and heme group is made up of ferrous iron. Okay, ferric iron, and here for obtaining the ferric iron, we take the iron tablets to improve the hemoglobin amount in the body. Fine. So here prosthetic group is iron, and alpha chain and beta chains are polypeptide part. Fine. Now conjugated protein. So structure of the protein is over here. Now I will tell you the one extra point. If the protein molecule consists the protein strand, or you say that polypeptide strand, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen made up of it. And apart from the proteinaceous strand, non-proteinaceous part is also present. Or we say that prosthetic group is present, known as conjugated protein. Yes, in very short, I will tell you only one thing, that in yes, you know that hemoglobin and chlorophyll are conjugated protein. In hemoglobin, the prosthetic group is heme group or iron group. And chlorophyll, you revise in photosynthesis chapter. We had discussed with types of chlorophyll, chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. If you have remembered, then chlorophyll A, C55, H72, O5N4Mg, and chlorophyll B C55H70O6N4Mg. So here magnesium group is prosthetic group. So here two things at initial of this lecture I had told to you that two topics are very important are this. Okay, so iron in hemoglobin, that is heme group, and magnesium in chlorophyll are prosthetic group. And one thing important, hemoglobin is conjugated protein and quaternary protein both. Hemoglobin is conjugated protein and quaternary protein both. So this is all about the structure of protein. Let's see from the textbook. Adult human hemoglobin consists of 4 subunits. 2 of these are identical each other, hence 2 subunits are of alpha type and 2 subunits of beta type. Together constitute the human hemoglobin represented as a HB. Okay, so this is about the structure of the protein. I hope you understand this. Nature of bond linking monomers in the polymers. Which are the different bonds are there? Let's discuss with this topic. Okay, which type of linkage or which type of the bonds are present in polymers? Yes, bonds are always present in polymers, not in monomers. So only you have to remember 4 things only for this topic. Okay, only you have to remember 4 things for this topic. Which are they? चलो briefly कही दो पहला. In carbohydrate, glycosidic bond. You know this. In protein or polypeptide strand, peptide bond is present. In lipid, ester bond is present. In nucleic acid or polynucleotide, phosphodiester bonds present. So please remember here, in carbohydrate, glycosidic bond, protein, peptide bond, lipid, ester bond, and in nucleic acid, phosphodiester bond. All students, please now notice that all the digestive enzymes are hydrolytic in nature. Yes. So monomers, if you think about the monomers of the carbohydrate, that is monosaccharide. Monomers of the protein, that is amino acid. Monomers of the lipid, you know that fatty acid and alcohol. Monoglyceride, diglyceride and triglyceride, known as glycerol. And nucleic acid, the monomers are pentose sugar, nitrogen base and phosphoric acid. So, if the polymer is formed, yes, you know that all the digestive enzymes are hydrolytic in nature. And what is hydrolysis? By addition of the water, the bond is broken down. So yes, amylase enzyme, you now think about amylase convert starch. So starch is polysaccharide, is converted into maltose, lactose and sucrose type disaccharides. So here which bond is broken down? Glycosidic bond. Protein is converted into peptones and proteoses. At that time peptide bond is broken down. Okay, so in this way, all the specific bonds in specific molecule is broken down by the specific enzymes. And here in that digestion process, polymers converted into monomers, whereas synthetic stage, monomers are converted into polymers. So only 4 points are given here. Yes, for MCQ purpose, but there are so many chemical structures of monosaccharide and lipid molecules. Fine. Later on I will tell you. In polypeptide or a protein, amino acids are linked by peptide bond, which is formed when the carboxyl group of one amino acid, yes, carboxyl group of one amino acid